pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty day today.
It is a really nice day today. You know, the flowers are all out.
I saw that.
And
they're very pretty. They smell good too.
They do smell good. And you know what that means?
What?
It means that the bees are starting to come out of their hives from the winter.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was
That's
thinking,
exciting.
Yeah, I was thinking since it was such a nice day, we could work on the honey award.
I like honey. It tastes good. I like to put it in my foods and my tea, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, and you know what? The kind of fun thing about this is, honey is a builder award, but there's also a helping hand award called Honeybee. So we're gonna cover both of the requirements for these awards in this one video.
Whoa, a 2-for-1 special!
2-for-1 special, doesn't that sound cool?
Yeah, it does, it really does.
So the first thing I wanted to do was, did you know that there are some Bible verses that talk about honey and talk about bees?
Well, I know Samson used a honeycomb.
That's true, yeah. What did he use it for, do you remember? It was part of a riddle that he told the Philistines.
Oh, that's right. And it was, the honeycomb was in the lion.
Right, the honeycomb was in the lion, you've got it. In Proverbs, King Solomon talks about honey.
He does? What does he say? Does he say it tastes good?
He does say it tastes good. Let's look and see. So Proverbs 16:24. All right, are you ready?
Okay. Yeah. Proverbs 16 verse 24. It says, kind words are like honey. Do they taste good? They are sweet to the spirit and bring healing to the body. Oh, you know something interesting about that verse?
What?
Honey is antibacterial, and so they actually use it in medicine, and they have dressings that are made of honey.
You're right.
Because they help heal the body.
They do help heal the body. And you know what? Kind words help heal our spirits. They help make us feel better. It's much better than saying something mean.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a kind of cool verse about honey, huh?
Yeah, I like that one.
And then another verse is Psalms 34:8.
Psalms 34:8.
You want to look that one
I
up?
feel like David talked a lot about nature.
He does talk a lot about nature. I would agree. Okay, Psalms 34:8.
Okay, it says, taste and see that the Lord is good. I don't think they mean that literally. Blessed is the person who goes to him for safety. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so David's talking here about things that taste sweet being good for you or being good for your body, right? Like honey
Sure,
is.
yeah.
And you know how like when you have chocolate cake, you want more and more of it?
Yeah.
And your mom says, maybe we don't want to give you a tummy ache, right?
Sure.
But here, David is saying that God tastes good, that once we experience God, we want more and more of him. And you know what the great thing about that is?
It doesn't give you a tummy ache?
It doesn't give you a tummy ache. Your mom and dad are going to allow you to experience as much as God as you want to. There's no way they're ever going to say no to that kind of treat.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so what do you think? Do you think that's pretty good? That's 2 pretty good verses.
Sure.
Do you know any other verses that talk about honey?
Oh, man. The Bible said that John the Baptist ate honey, locusts and honey.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember when you talked about how if you ate too much honey, that it would give you a tummy ache?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the Bible says that too. It says in Proverbs 25:27.
Hold on, let's look it up.
Okay, let's look it up.
Proverbs 25:27.
Yeah.
Proverbs 25:27. Okay, what does it say?
It says, it is not good to eat too much honey, nor is it glorious to seek one's own glory.
That's really, really true. You're
Yep,
right.
yep.
Wow. So the Bible talks about honey and it talks about how it's good for us, but maybe we don't want too much of it. It talks about how things that taste good are like having God in our lives.
Yeah.
So the Bible says all sorts of things about honey, and probably you can even find more verses than this in the Bible about honey and honeybees.
I bet you can. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think? Where does honey come from? Do you know how we get honey?
Yeah. My mom goes to the store and she picks up a jar with a honeybee on it. Sometimes it's shaped like a teddy bear, and that's where I get honey.
Well, you know what? There's a whole big process to getting honey. And so I was
It
thinking...
doesn't just appear in the jar.
It does not just appear in the jar. I was thinking, I know a beekeeper, and I was thinking that you could go and talk to him about what it's like to take care of bees and what you need to take care of bees and those kind of things. And you can ask him how bees get us honey in that honey bear jar.
Oh,
What
that's
do you think?
exciting. Do you think I get to taste some?
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yay.
for this award, you need to actually taste 3 different kinds of honey.
Oh, that's going to be my favorite part.
Did you even know that there were different kinds of honey?
No.
So depending on the flower that the bee brings back, the pollen and the nectar the bee brings back, it changes the taste of the honey. So orange blossom honey tastes different than wildflower honey or clover honey. It's really kind of cool. So they all taste a little different.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's like maple syrup. It tastes better from Vermont than it does from New Hampshire.
Hey, Miss Becky,
Yeah.
do you think I'm going to get stung?
I hope not. But you know what?
Do I get to wear the special outfit? Oh, that would be so much fun.
Yeah, I do think you get to wear a bee mask just to make sure that you're feeling pretty safe.
Okay.
Yeah, so bees really only sting if they think they're going to get themselves in trouble, if they think that you're attacking their hive or they think they're in danger. So as long as you stay calm and you wear your bee helmet, I think you're going to be pretty safe.
Oh, good.
Okay?
Sure, yeah.
All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, see you later.
Okay, I can't wait. Mom, we're going to go see some bees! And I realized I don't know a lot about bees, so I wanted to learn some more. So I was wondering, well, why are bees so important anyways?
Why are bees important?
Yeah.
Well, for many reasons, but one is because kids like to eat things that are sweet and they make honey.
Oh, bees make honey?
Bees make honey.
I love honey.
But bees do something else.
What? What do they do?
When they're trying to make honey, they go to flowers. They go to dandelion flowers and apple flowers and clover flowers and peach flowers. And while they're there looking for nectar and walking around, they spread pollen back and forth between the different trees. And that pollen
wow.
helps the flowers to be able to make fruit. And without the bees or other insects that pollinate, we wouldn't have apples and peaches and winter squash.
Oh, wow. Bees are very important.
They do lots of pollination, and it would be a big, big miss if they weren't around.
Yes, I guess so. So I heard there's more than one kind of bee in a hive. What kind of bees are there?
Well, some are very kind and some are a little grouchy.
Oh,
Yeah, the grouchy ones are the ones you want to look out for.
which ones are they?
They're the ones that buzz really loud and chase you when you're running away.
Oh.
But there are actually 3 different kinds of bees in a beehive. There are boy bees, and they are called drones.
Oh, wow.
There are girl bees, and they are called worker bees.
Oh.
And then there's one very special bee, and her name is Mrs. Queen Bee. And there's only one queen bee in a hive.
Only one?
Only one. And she lays all the eggs that are going to turn into little grubs, that are going to turn into cocoons, that are going to turn into more bees.
Whoa, that's a very important job.
It is a very important job. And so all the bees in the beehive are sisters and brothers of each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's like, what would you think about having like 30,000 brothers and sisters?
That's a lot. Do you think they all share their toys?
I don't know, but I think they have a hard time remembering who's named what.
That's probably true.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what do the workers do?
The worker bees actually do a number of things. They have different jobs that they do as they get older. So they start out kind of as nurse bees, and they bring food to the little baby bee grubs and feed them. And then they become janitor bees, and they clean up. They like run little bee vacuum cleaners around.
Oh, wow.
And they keep the hive nice and clean.
Oh,
And
good for them.
Some of them go out on the front porch, and they make sure nobody's sneaking in that doesn't belong there.
Oh, they're like guard bees.
They're like guard bees, because sometimes bees, instead of making their own honey, would rather sneak into somebody else's hive and steal it.
Sure.
So that's not a good thing.
No.
And then they graduate to being able to go out and find flowers and bring the nectar back and the pollen back into the beehive. And that's where we get our honey from.
Oh, what are they called?
Those are called the foraging bees, because they go out and forage around from flower to flower.
And when they find flowers and come back to the hive, how do they tell other bees where there are flowers?
Ooh, that's a really good question. They do what we call a bee dance.
Oh, I didn't know bees danced.
Did you ever dance?
I do, but I didn't know bees did.
Yeah. You dance if you're happy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when a bee comes back and she has found maybe an apple tree full of flowers, and she wants all her sisters to know to go out and get them, she walks up and down on the bee combs, and depending on how high and low she goes, depending on how much she kind of waggles her tail, and she can tell the other bees about where that tree is and what they're looking for.
Whoa, that's so neat.
Now think about this. Do you think there's any lights in the beehive?
No, probably not.
Do you think they
Do
have
they invite lightning bugs in to light it up?
Well, I don't know. I've never seen a lightning bug, but it's a good question. And I've never seen a bee with a flashlight.
No, me neither.
So how in the pitch black can one bee do a dance and other bees know how to find an apple tree or a
I
field of
don't
clover?
know. That's a good question.
It's a great question. And you know what? We don't have answers to all the questions we can come up with. And we don't really understand how that works. But that's the way God made them, and they have it figured out whether we do or not.
That is so great.
Isn't that pretty neat?
Yeah. So, Mr. Jerry, once the bees collect all the
Nectar.
pollen and nectar, what do they do with it?
Wow, that's a really, you asked such good questions, Katie. Were you thinking about this all last night when you should have been sleeping?
I was. I
Hmm.
just couldn't sleep. I kept thinking, how does it happen?
So bees are kind of like kids.
Oh, what about bees?
Well, this is the thing about kids I've noticed. They can be eating their dinner and at some point they say, I'm so full. I can't eat any more salad. I can't eat any more broccoli. I just am stuffed and please don't make me eat anything else. And then
That's true, that happens.
somebody comes out with a cherry pie, and cherry pie is their favorite.
Oh, I always have room for cherry pie.
Yeah, and so they say, oh, my dessert stomach wasn't full, just my regular food stomach was full.
That's true, that's a thing.
Yeah, so bees have a special kind of stomach, not really, but kind of a stomach, where all the nectar they suck up from the flowers goes.
Oh, wow.
When the bees come back to the hive, they go up to a sister bee that's on the front porch, and they give that nectar to the sister bee, whose job it is to then run in the hive up into some honeycomb and find a piece of honeycomb that doesn't have any nectar, and they put it there.
Whoa. So
And-
they're really good at teamwork.
They are very good at teamwork. And then other bees will be up there and they will be fanning the air. And the fanning of the air helps to evaporate the water and makes the nectar more sugars and less water, which means it gets thicker and it gets sweeter. And they keep doing that until they get enough of the water out and they have honey.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty neat.
Wow, that is neat. So, what does a beekeeper do in all this?
Well, the beekeeper, first of all, bees were probably taking care of themselves quite fine before any beekeeper showed up on
Sure,
the scene.
yeah.
I don't know. I never read in my Bible about Adam and Eve. Do you think either of them were beekeepers?
Maybe.
I
God
don't-
told them to take care of all the animals, so it's possible.
Do you think Noah had any bees on the ark?
I bet he did.
Wow, do you think that made anybody nervous?
Maybe. The dogs and the cats. My dog's very nervous about bees.
Really?
I think he said hello to one too many times.
He got stung on the nose?
Yes.
Probably.
Yep.
So one of the jobs of the beekeeper is to open the beehive and check and make sure everybody's doing fine and that they have plenty of room to put more honey, or that they have plenty of room to put more baby bees.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't want to run out of space for honey.
So bee boxes are built in sections. You can see that section, and that's called a super.
Oh wow, that's so
yeah.
great.
And so each super has, let's take the lid off.
Okay,
and see
let's
what
take
you
that
can see.
off. Let's take a look.
We'll take the lid off. We'll take, this is called the inner cover off. And then we can take out, this is called a frame. And there's some honeycomb. And this frame had honey in it last year.
Oh wow.
And we're going to talk about how we got it out. But this is all empty. And
Look
when
at that cool shape. They're all the same shape.
Yes, and when the bees need more space, we are going to put this on and they can fill it up again.
Whoa, that's so cool.
So would you like me to tell you how we get the honeycomb from here, the honey from here into a bucket?
Yes.
So we take this out, and what they would have done once they filled it, they would have put a little lid, a little piece of wax, we call it a cap, over each cell so that the honey stays there and it doesn't like run out and
That's a good
drip
idea.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So the beekeeper, when he gets ready to take honey out, the first thing he would do, he would have an electric knife, and it would be just like this. And it's got a little plug you plug in, just like when your mom curls her hair, she plugs in the curling iron.
Yeah.
And then we can just take this knife, and it's nice and hot, and it just melts right through the wax, just like this.
Oh, that's neat.
And so then we end up, and then we flip it and do the other side, of course. We end up with all these combs with nothing holding the honey in.
And then what happens?
And then,
Do you suck it out with a straw?
no, but it would be tasting good if
Yes,
you could.
it would.
But we have something that's called a extractor.
Oh.
We are going to put these combs in here, pretend it's full of honey. It's spring now, so we don't have honey. And we're going to spin this around a little bit, and we're going to put another one in, just like this. And if I lean this basket forward for everybody to see, we can crank this around. It's not made to go sideways, but we can put it here where it's level, and we can crank it around and around, and
Oh, wow, it spins all the honey out.
it spins all the honey out onto the edges. It's all sticky here, and it runs down the edges, and then we better come around here and take a look at what's going to happen next. We're going to come over here, and we're going to open this up just like that, and we're going to put this bucket under it, and this bucket has some screens, a kind of a coarse one and then a little finer one to screen everything out that isn't honey. And we're going to put it like that, and the honey is going to come right out that spout through the screen and down into the bucket. And then do you know what we're going to do?
eat it?
Well, you know what? Sometimes we do eat a little bit as we're working because it's too good not to.
Well, and you got to keep your nutrition up.
Right, and your energy level with all that sugar.
Yeah.
You know, kids and bees both do well with sugar.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
them both be extra energetic.
Yeah. Mr. Jerry, when you're spinning all that honey out, how do you make sure you don't have any baby bee or bee eggs in there?
Because you don't want baby bees in your honey?
No, I don't think that would be very good, but I also don't think the bees want you to be spinning out their babies.
They would get kind of dizzy, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, and they might get grouchy.
sure.
Yeah, because I would be grouchy.
I would be too.
So there's something different about the queen than all the other worker bees. And it is that
She's very big.
she's a little bigger than all the others.
Yeah.
So if we put this grate on top of the hive, squeeze through to come above here, but the queen gets stuck at the bottom.
So she only has one layer that she can be in.
Well, she
Or
can,
whatever layers you
yeah,
let her
she
be
can
in.
be in as many supers as we give her, but usually we give her 2 supers, and then anything above that will be honey.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's neat.
So that's sort
Wow.
of how we regulate that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, let's close this up just for a minute. And then I want to tell you something else that I think you're going to like.
Ooh, I can't wait.
When this bucket is full of honey, it's full of honey, we're going to take this off, and we're going to take a jar to put honey in,
Yeah.
and we're going to just open this up a little bit like that, and we're going to let the honey come out just like that, nice and slow. And we try not to spill it because it gets to be a sticky mess. And
Yeah, I
then
bet.
here is the best part.
What is it? I'm so excited. I can barely wait.
And then you can do this, and you can lick the extra honey drip. But
Oh.
do you like stickers?
I do.
A lot?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So if you have your bees and your honey, you can go to a place that makes labels, and they can make, can you see that? They can make your very own labels.
Oh, that's so great.
So then you can take a label off, and you can stick it on your very own jar, just like that, only maybe a little straighter. And then you can go to your friends and your neighbors and your grandpa and see if anybody would like to buy some of your honey.
Oh, that is so neat.
How much fun is
I
that?
love honey.
Yeah,
I
me
want
too.
bees. Can I get bees?
Well, I think we're going to visit Miss Leah and her bees sometime soon.
Oh,
Because
that's
she
so
got some
exciting.
brand new bees.
Yeah.
So maybe,
Wait, how do they come?
well, you're going to have to wait and find that out. You're going to have to
Oh.
wonder about that.
Okay, it might keep me up at night.
I hope not.
Oh, look at those. Are those bees?
Those are bees. They're honeybees. Can you hear them buzzing?
Yes, I
It's
can.
a gentle buzz because at this point they're happy. But if we were to drop this, they would make a lot more noise. And
I
you,
like happy buzzes.
Yeah, you would know that they weren't happy. So when you take care of bees, you can kind of tell if they're happy with you or if they're getting a little uneasy and maybe it's time to close their hive up and go somewhere else.
All right.
So, shall we pry the top off this and see how this box and all these bees are put together?
Sure. Did you say there's a queen in here?
Yes, there is, and we're going to find her.
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
Okay,
All
so we're
right.
going to put this on a table
Okay.
right here. What do you think will happen if I take this board off right here?
I will run away?
That's a good possibility. You think bees are going to come out?
I don't know. Oh, there's a can there.
Do you know what that can is?
No. Whoa, what is it?
That can is filled with some sugar water, and that's what the bees have been eating. Well, they've been stuck in this box coming to Vermont to move into Leah's beehive.
Ooh, I like sugar water.
Do you like Kool-Aid too?
Yep.
Yeah. And then what do you think is over here on this round disc right here?
I don't know. What is it?
Well, let's find out.
Okay.
Let's see, when we pull this out, we might get a bee or two come loose. We'll see what comes out with it. Ooh, there comes a bee or two, there comes a bee or two. And we have, come on little bee. No, we don't want to hurt you. We have a box, and in that box is one bee that's a little bigger than the rest of them.
Yes, is that the queen?
That is the queen bee.
Oh, wow.
And so we're going to put this in the beehive for all the bees to take care of.
Oh,
and
cool. She gets her own private little hotel.
She does. And you see this right here?
Yeah, what is that?
That is some sugar candy.
Ooh.
Think of it as like a piece of marshmallow.
Oh, yummy.
And she can't get out until the bees chew into here, because what we don't want her to do is come barreling out today, not know where her home is, and just start flying around, and all of a sudden she is lost and we don't have a queen bee.
Oh, that would be bad.
That would be very bad.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take this lid off right here, this little piece of disc of metal,
Okay.
and then we're going to put this in the beehive. Okay?
All right.
And can you see there's some sugar in there?
Oh, yeah. That looks cool.
Can you see that, Leah? So if you look in there, one bee is a little longer than the other bees. It's kind of hard to see right now. She's been caged up, she hasn't been laying, and she's more the size of the other bees, but she's in there. And we're gonna poke a hole right through here with this little nail to make it a little easier for them to get her out.
That's nice of you.
So can you see that you can see the white sugar in there? And can you see the little hole that we just made? It's a little hard to see, but you can see it in there if you look. So now what we're going to do is put this in the beehive, okay?
Okay.
And we're going to just put this cage right into here like this, and we're going to squish these frames up. They kind of hold it in place, just like that.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So now we have the queen in the hive. Can we get the bees in the hive?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Did you wear your running shoes?
I think I can run faster than you, so I should be okay.
Probably.
This is going to be the most tricky part, because we've got to get this can out without all the bees coming out too.
That does sound tricky. Are they still happy bees?
Well, at the moment they're still happy bees. It's kind of the size of a can of peaches, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you like peaches?
I do like peaches.
I like peaches too. So now we're going to just give it a little funk and knock them all down, and then we're going to cover everything over again. And this is the can of sugar that they have, sugar water they have been eating.
Oh, wow.
No peaches, but it looks like it could be. So we're going to set that aside, and now we're going to go up to the beehive, and we are going to dump these bees in the beehive.
Okay.
And then they have never been in this beehive. They've never been in Vermont. They probably came from a long ways away, like Florida or Georgia. And so they've got to figure out how to be a beehive in Vermont. And it will take them a little while to figure that out. But let's go over and we're going to get ready to put them in, and then we will close them up and just let them do their thing for a while.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
So we have a box full of happy bees.
Oh, yay, and they're about to be even happier because they're going in a new home.
We hope so. Do we have a drum roll?
Oh, look at them all go.
Tilt down towards me. Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to put these here, and there's a hole in the hive, and there's a hole in the box, so they can go down and find their friend. And then we're going to put the other box on, just like this. And then we're going to put the lid on, just like this. And we are going to leave them alone for the rest of the day.
Oh, wow.
Can you tell there's bees in the hive now?
I can tell that there are bees in the hives now. Yep.
Yeah. You can get up really close if you want.
Ooh, look at them all. They look so happy.
And they're kind of gentle, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think they read, be happy.
You think these bees can read?
I do.
Wow.
I do.
These are special bees.
These are special bees. So we'll come back in a week or two and open this hive up and see what's going on.
All right, let's do that.
Can you come back like in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think so. I can do that. I have to ask my mom, but I think she'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll come back. The dandelions will be out. The apple blossoms will be out. And they will be working so hard going to the flowers.
I think this bee likes my hat.
I do too.
Yeah.
So good afternoon, Katie. How are you today?
Good. How are you? I am so excited to check on the bees today.
Remember, it was like 2 weeks ago that we put them into these boxes?
I know. I can't wait to see how they're doing.
Well, I'm a little bit excited too. So let's take a look. But first, we're going to tell them that we're coming to visit.
Oh, how do you tell them? You say, hello, bees. I'm coming to visit.
You smoke just a little bit of smoke in their hive.
Oh.
And they smell that, and then they know that something is going on. As a matter of fact, they think maybe there's a forest fire.
Oh, no way.
And so they're a little bit distracted from the beekeeper when we do that, okay? We don't give them lots of smoke. We don't want them to cough and gag, that kind of thing. Like if I did this to you.
That is smoky, yeah.
Yeah, so we try not to do that to the bees.
Oh, that's a good
so
idea.
Let's open them up. And what we're going to find, if you remember, is this is where we put the bees down here last time.
Yes.
And then we have a little board up here we're going to see. It's called the inner cover, and there's going to be a jar that's got some sugar water. So they'll still be taking a little sugar water to eat, although there's getting to be lots of flowers out there now.
Yes, I'm loving all the flowers.
So we're going to take this apart. We're going to look down here, and we're going to see how strong they are. Are there lots of bees down there now? Can we find the queen? Has she been laying eggs? Does everybody look happy? That's what we're going to find out today. And hopefully they all are. And then we're going to put them back together and we're going to let them go on with their bee business.
I can't wait to see.
Yes.
All right.
So we'll just give one more little puff and then we're going to just open things up, okay?
Okay, you want me to help? We're just going to push up. Like that. Okay.
So we'll put that down.
Okay,
Take this box off.
Oh, yeah, there's a jar.
With the bee, with the bee happy. And then we're going to take this little can off. There's little holes in the bottom. The bees have been getting the sugar water there.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just going to brush them off a little bit. And then we're going to just put that down here too. And then we're going to take this off and we'll see how gentle they are today.
Whoa, look at all those.
There's a lot of bees in there, aren't there?
Yeah.
Wow. So let's just kind of open up a little bit and see what's going on, okay?
All right.
We're also going to find out how happy they are. They're
How
not-
do you know? Do they tell you?
If they come buzzing at me, I might decide I need to put my bee hat on, my bee veil, just like you have a bee veil.
Yeah, I'm very happy I have this on.
Do you feel better? Does it
A
make you
little
feel
bit.
more secure?
Yeah.
So we have this nice little tool. I'm going to lift this up, just like that, and this is called a frame. You know, like a picture frame?
Oh, wow, look at that!
But in this case, the bees have put comb in the middle of the. Oh, look at that! Can you
Wow,
see all
they
that?
look like they are busy at work. Busy, busy bees.
This up here is honey that they put in.
Oh, wow.
This here where it's a little bit wet, this is all nectar. This is dandelion nectar or apple blossom nectar. And this all here, this is all baby bees. This is all bee cocoons.
Oh, wow.
And then, can you see there's some orange stuff over in here?
Yeah, what is that?
That is pollen that they brought in.
Oh,
Okay,
wow,
so
they
that's-
have been working very hard.
That's what they bring in is nectar and pollen, and then they also bring in sometimes water to use for air conditioning. Did you know bees had air conditioners in their
I
hive?
did not.
It's all kinds of things you can learn about bees. So we're going to just open this up a little bit more. And let's get over to this frame right here. This is an older frame. And there might be some bees on this, and there might be even a queen bee on this if we're lucky. So we'll pull this. Oh, look at all of that.
Yeah, it looks like there's a couple bees on there.
You think so?
One or two, maybe.
So we've got a lot of brood in here.
Wow, yeah.
And I don't see the queen bee. I see a bunch of pollen again. See all this pollen in here? And then this is all baby bees that are in cocoons. They're going to be hatching out soon. Maybe,
How long do they stay in the cocoons before they hatch?
oh, like a week or two.
Oh, wow, that's quick.
Maybe like 10 days. I was trying to see if there might be one trying to get out, but I don't happen to see that. Oh, right here. Can you see right here? Can you see right here?
Oh, yes.
There's-
Oh, look, the little antenna.
He's trying to chew out of, it's just like a little chicken trying to break out of a chicken egg.
Whoa.
So he's on his way. See, this one looks a little powdery right here. This one hasn't been hatched out very long. This one down here hasn't been hatched out very long either. So
That is
let's
so
keep
neat.
looking,
All right.
because we know
We know she's in there.
she must be in there somewhere.
She's been busy at work.
Let's see what we got over here.
All right.
How are you feeling, Leah? Do you think this is going to be the one that's going to have the queen on it? What do you think, Chase?
I mean, maybe the last one here might, but
Oh, here's the queen right here. We got her. But I'm wondering if there's a new baby queen that we were just looking at. She's all gold down here. Can you see her right there?
Oh, yeah, she's very big.
She's a little longer. She's a little, maybe a little fatter. She doesn't have those stripes on her that the other bees have. So that is Mrs. Queen Bee. And she's walking around just kind of seeing what's up. But her job is to lay eggs. She lays eggs all day, every day. She doesn't get a holiday. And she's going to sneak through. And then we're going to surprise her. And we're going to see. There she comes. Right out on this side. See her right here? She thought she was going to get away from us, but she didn't.
Well, it looks like she's been very busy laying eggs already.
She has been very busy, and I don't know. I do know that I just pinched a bee. I don't know that we can really see in there, Katie, but if we could see in there, there would be some little tiny eggs. Really tiny, tiny little eggs. And those are the eggs that she has been laying.
Wow.
So she's done a really good job. She's made a lot of progress with this hive in the last 2 weeks.
So she lays the eggs. Who puts the covers on the comb?
Well, most all of these bees here do all kinds of different jobs, but one of them is, of course, the covers get put on when the baby bee grub spins a cocoon, like a butterfly cocoon. Did you ever see like a monarch butterfly cocoon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, these are insects just like butterflies, and they make cocoons. So it's the little grub in there when it's doing this little web thing that makes the cocoon.
Oh, wow. Oh, so they spin their own cover.
So they make their own little cap on top of that cell. Yes.
Wow.
But then when they hatch out, the new ones that oh my goodness, Katie, you have a bee on you. Are you afraid?
Hi, little bee. Don't sting me, okay?
So when the bees first hatch out, they become what we call nurse bees.
Oh, wow.
And they run around the hive and they feed the baby bee grubs, the baby bee larvae, and they clean out the cells so that they're nice and ready for the queen to lay a new egg in. And then as time goes on, they graduate to be able to do other things, and when they get really advanced, their job is to fly around and look for flowers to find nectar to bring back in the hive.
You have a bee on your face.
I know. They're just friendly bees today, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very happy.
Yeah.
It looks like we may have lost some honey, and they're
Oh,
sipping it
they're
back
cleaning
up.
it up, right?
Yeah, look at them.
Right? Somebody found some of that honey that's starting to drip out of the hive, and they don't want to waste it.
Very smart.
Did you like only eat half your dinner once, and your mom didn't want you to throw it away? She just said you've got to eat the rest for supper.
Yeah, that's happened.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of the principle here. So we're going to close them up,
Okay.
and we're going to let them just be happy bees.
Okay.
And maybe
Bye, bee.
in another week or two, we're going to put another box with more frames on so they have more room to grow.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Does that sound like fun?
Yes.
So, do you think you would ever like to get your own bees?
Yeah, I think I do. I have to talk to my mom about it.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It can be a little bit of work. It can be
Yeah.
a little bit expensive getting started. And what really works well if you want to do that is to find somebody in your neighborhood who has bees and let them help you. You know, see if you can watch them go through beehives like we've done today.
Yeah.
And then maybe they'll come over to your house and help you set up the hive. But it's always nice if you have somebody that is a friend or a neighbor that can kind of help you until you kind of get used to it.
That would be good. I'll have to look around and see if my neighbor has bees.
Sure, sure. So we're going to
Ooh, I
close
see some
everything
honey
up.
in this hive.
Okay. I think they said they're loving that it's so warm and sunny today.
It's such a nice, this is a perfect day to be a bee.
The buzz, 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 buzz.
Put this frame back in. And then we'll put the inner cover back on. Okay, goodbye little bees.
Bye, bees. Thanks for letting me see your home.
And then we're going to put the sugar water on. They probably don't need any more after this jar gets emptied. So then we can take it off, and then we're going to fill this box with frames. Like another week or two. And then can I just ask you, can you read what this says here?
It says, be happy!
And the bees are happy, and we're happy.
They do look very happy.
And we hope everybody watching is being happy too.
Yes! Yes, we do. Well, thank you so much, Leah and Chase, for letting us
us look in your beehive. And thank you, Mr. Jerry, for showing us the bees.
And thank you to the bees for being so gentle.
Yeah, thank you to the bees for not stinging. That was fantastic.
All right, we didn't even need to smoke them very much.
No. It was a nice house tour.
It was.
All
It's a
right.
busy house, isn't it?
Do they ever rest?
They don't rest very much.
It
Even
did
at
seem like
night,
it.
they're doing things.
Wow.
Yeah, they move honey around so that there's more room by the door to put nectar when it comes in the next day, and they're just always trying to be organized and efficient.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to say goodbye to our friends. Bye, friends.
Goodbye, everybody.
Miss Becky, I had so much fun learning about the bees. Oh my goodness. There's so many of them, and they live in a hive, and they make honey, and I met the queen.
You did?
Yeah, she's very nice.
Did she wear a crown?
No, but she was bigger than the rest of the bees, and she was kind of a different color.
Yeah, you're right. Queens are a little bigger when they're laying, and they don't have those stripes on them necessarily.
Yeah.
That's
It was
pretty
a lot of
cool.
fun.
Yeah? So, did you learn anything?
I learned so much.
Yeah, I think bees are really, really fun and really cool. They're one of those, really fun insects that God has given us, and they have such an important job.
Making honey.
Making honey. Yeah,
Mhm.
making honey, but even
Pollinating the flowers.
more important, pollinating the flowers. Yeah,
Mhm.
we could live without honey.
Well, maybe you could.
Yeah, we could live without honey, but we couldn't live without the bees pollinating the flowers. They do an important job for us.
That is true. Yep. I agree.
So the only thing we have left to do for this award
Is it a craft? Do I get to do a craft? Oh, I
It
bet
is
there's
a-
a craft.
It is a craft. So we have to do a bee craft. Now, actually, both awards say we need to make 2 bee crafts. So what I was actually thinking is we could make one really big bee craft, and I was thinking we could make what's called a diorama.
What's it?
Yeah. So I was thinking what we could do is we could make a craft that was like a habitat for bees. So you could use toilet paper tubes to make the honeycomb, and you could make little bees to go in it, like you were building a
Mom, we need toilet paper tubes. Start using the toilet paper.
and you could add flowers and those kind of things to
Ooh,
kind
that
of
sounds like
show
fun.
all the things that a bee needs.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Doesn't
I
that sound like a
idea.
good
Yeah.
So I think, and that will, I think, really meet the requirement for the craft award. So that's going to be a pretty big craft to put together. Do you think you can do it?
It might take some time, but I think I can manage.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we go get started on that?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I can't wait.
All right.
Louie, we're gonna make a bee craft. Oh.
So if you're doing this award in a group, if you're with your clubs, or you've got a brother or sister that's in the same class with you, I think this would be a good craft. You could maybe even do it together.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be kind of fun. All right.
Maybe Louie can come over and we can work on it together.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, should we say goodbye?
Yeah.